This is the application for the Govee Floor Lamp Basic. Here we can see, as part of the overall Govee app, we have our Govee floor lamp connected via Bluetooth or over Wi-Fi. It has a on-off button right here, so I can turn things on. It's just off camera there, and I can turn things off right from here. We can also access, and it will quickly show you if it's connected. From here, we have a power on and off, and we're just going to change that to something a little less dramatic. So there we go. We've got our on off button right there. We have a picture indicating that it is actually lighting up. We have a control for the actual brightness of the light. We're going to leave that at 50, 60% just to make it a little easier for us. Right here, we have a timer, so we can have a off or on timer, and we could select specific days of the week. We can also set up something for our wake routine, or even our sleep routine. Those are all under our timers. Right now we're on our color, and there's a lot that we can do with our colors. In that, if I come down here, we have segment management. Right now we're on whole light management, meaning if I change a color, in this case I'm changing the warmth of the LED, it will change it for the entire thing. So if I do this, the entire length of the LED light strip is changing. We also have the ability to select a color hue. Notice that there's an animation letting you see, hey, this is roughly the color that we're getting. And I can scroll down a little more, kind of see that floating right there. I can select over to the right. It'll give me a better idea of the color hues that I'm going into. I can go right again, and then we have specific color palettes if I wanted. And then obviously here we've got our quick links right here, and I'm just going to come back to the color wheel because that's what I prefer. The one thing with this I don't particularly care for is this slider. If I go all the way to the right, to me that should be the coolest color. However, where it was before, notice it's warming up, but if I select this white right here, it's cool. You can see it in the background there. I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but just be aware. If I select whole segment, it now changes it to segment. And from here, there's options. We've got gradient. We could turn that on and off. We've got recommended colors. So if we come in here, we can select a styling. We can select a color. We can select a scene. So if I want lively, and I'm going to do something more modern, notice the color changes there, and we can do gradient color, we can do complementary colors, or I can come over here and just say pick for me, and there it goes. It's doing a color scheme like that. I can regenerate if I don't like it. There you go. It's changing it, and you're kind of seeing behind what it's doing. So we'll leave it on that one. I'm not going to save it, but I could save it. And then here we could see our segments. I can select a segment and then adjust that brightness just from here. I can do 2 at a time. There's a lot of configuration that you can do. You could do a select all. You can come in and do your color wheel again. And down here, if I come back to the whole, move that out of the way, come down here. This is a segment that I saved from before. So you can save it as a my color. You can come in here and edit, and just like you can, I can delete this. I can add a color. There's a lot of options, and that's just under color. I'm going to pop that back to the white, and we're going to drop it down to a warmer color and slightly less. To the right of color, we have our scenes. So there are a lot of scenes, and Govee is really good about this, and the Govee community is excellent with this, in that if I select a scene, it's going to change how the light displays. If I do fireworks, now it's actually, you can see it in the background. It's not steady, and they have them in different categories. Here's a bouncing, here's release, here's a fight. They've got nature, so I can do fire if I want. And then here, there is a speed. So if it's moving too quickly, if you're sensitive to those types of things, you can adjust from here. And there's a lot of choices here. We've got collaboration, come back to life, we'll do movie. And it's just going to kind of be in the background like that. And this is one of the things that Govee is really good with. And next I'm going to come to Illumination. So from here, we have the ability to control our color temperature. As I mentioned before, to me, this should be the bright blue white, but it's not really doing that. We've got our color temperatures down here. We can add one if we wanted to. Just make sure you're on the actual thing that you want. And here you can see work, reading, relax. We're just going to drop that down for now. And move on, we have our music. We can do from device or from mobile phone. And then depending on the sensitivity, so if I do from device and we do rhythm, based on my talking, it's going to change. I could do bouncing, and as I talk, it's going to blah, 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 blah in the background. Maybe I'll do that one next or this one. And you can do this based on the light itself or based on something coming from the actual device that you have the Govee app on. So that's under music. Here we have share spaces. So this would be allowing you to share. We've got DIY. So you can create your own effect, or you can kind of grab one of these pre-existing ones. So pretty cool. There you go. There's my effect. Notice if it has a sound next to it, that means that based on audio, it's going to do something. So if I just do Rainbow 2, it's going to change even though I'm not talking. Music 1, though, will change based on my talking. And then you can come in here and change every aspect of this, the speed, the color. And again, Govee's customization is second to none. I have not seen any other really companies that do it quite as well as Govee does. So that's our DIY. Here's our finger sketching, which will allow you to, you can see I was playing with this before. You have several different segments that you can change the color. You can change the direction. You can change the cycle. You can change the gradient. You can change it to twinkle if you want, or breathing. There are just so many choices. And again, you have your movement speed right there. And I keep coming back up here to try and make it so that it's not flashing consistently in the background. Next, we have AI. This is Govee's attempt at you tell it what you want, and it will try and come up with a lighting cue for you. So if I hold the talk, an intense space battle of good versus evil with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance. So we'll give that a moment. I stuttered when I was asking for it before, and we'll hit yes. To the right of that, we have more. This will allow you to do things like operating function. You can do a timer. You can do the snapshot. That's this thing floating over here. So if I wanted that to be a quick shot to the timers, I can do that. We've got our autoplay. We've got fun lighting. We've workshops, color chest, random color lighting. This is a myriad of things that you can play with, and that's all under our more function. So that's everything that we can do for the light controls. But if we come up here to the right-hand corner of our screen and select the sprocket icon, this is our settings for the Govee lamp. Here we can change the name. We can change the layout. So we can either do default or we can customize our layout. We can change our Wi-Fi. We've got user guide for Alexa and Google Assistant, LAN controls, firmware, hardware, and then further down is our Mac information, as well as our product number, and then the ability to delete right from there. But that has been everything that we can do for the Govee Floor Lamp Basic in the Govee app. Now that we've seen the impressive